So, children, welcome to this EduSat English teleteaching program. Today, we are going to discuss the rest part, that is the third part of the festivals of Northeast India. We have already completed two parts from paragraph 1 to paragraph 11. So, today we will discuss paragraphs 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 paragraph, right. So, as you know, we when we say Northeast India, then 8 states they form this Northeast India. We have already discussed, and let us take some time to have a recap of the previous discussion, what we discussed in the last two sessions, and then we will go to our new part, right. So, you just have a look at this screen. We have different pictures. You can find pictures of the Bihu festivals of Assam on the top left hand side, and you can also see the Losar function. I have already told you Losar, Lo means new, Sar means year. So, Losar means new year function. The Arunachal Pradesh people, the people of Arunachal Pradesh, they actually celebrate Losar festival in their new year, in their local new year, what they say, right. Then in the second row you can also see the festivals of Manipur. There are three pictures. Picture 1 is Ningol Chokova. We have already discussed. They observe a very good festival, which is Ningol Chokova. Ningol means married girls, Chokova means invitation for sumptuous feast, grand feast, very good feast, aristocratic feast, very good items. So, the parents they invite their married daughters with their children and husbands to this festival, and they prepare very good food. They cook, the mothers they cook very good feast, and they invite their daughters with their husbands and their children. And Cherawa is also one of the very important festivals of Manipur, as we have discussed. That is their new year, just like our Nuakhai Parva. People they start having their new food of the new crop, right, and this is what they say Cherawa in Manipur. And we have also discussed another festival, which is Chapcharkut. As you know, this is the spring festival, when they clear, when they cut down the trees, the bamboos, after cutting down, after clearing the forests, they observe, they celebrate a very good festival. That is why this is called Chapcharkut. Kut means cut, Chapcharkut, after cutting the bamboo. Chapchar in their language means bamboos, right. Then come to the down, in that row you can find the festivals of Meghalaya, and also you can find the festivals of Tripura. In Meghalaya there is a very good festival which is called Wangala, and that is a traditional festival, and that is also known as 100 drum festival. Means in this festival 100 drums are beaten, people they gather together and they beat 100 drums, and that is why this Wangala in Meghalaya is called 100 drum festivals, right. And we have also discussed the festivals of Tripura, that is Karachi Puja. That is a nice festival, and they actually worship gods, and you can see how people they are worshipping gods. They are going to the temples with using their umbrellas and carrying different types of things for worshipping their gods, and this is what we have already discussed. So, we have finished the festivals, the Bihus or the Bihu festivals of Assam, the festivals of Arunachal Pradesh, the festivals of Manipur, the festivals of Mizoram, the festivals of Meghalaya, and also we have discussed the festivals of Tripura. So, let us take some time for specific recap, so that we can recollect, we can remember what we have discussed, then we will go to the new chapter, new part of that. You just see, we have already discussed Sikkim, the white part is Siliguri corridor, and these are the 7 states we have already discussed. And you can also use your map at home, so that you will be very clear about the 7 states which are situated in the northeast India, and how Sikkim is somehow separated, but it is situated, it is located in northeast India, but it is somehow separated from other 7 states, right. So, you just see this is the first session what we discussed, right. Northeast India 8 states Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. Then Sikkim is the that plays the role of a little brother. So, SCP-2 we have discussed paragraph 3 and 4, Assam, the Bihu festivals, Rongali, Kongali, Bhogali Bihus, Rongali which is observed in the month of April, mid-April, when we observe our Vishuva Sankranti, right. During that period they observe, that is Rongali. Kongali Bihu is Kati Bihu in the month of November. Bhogali is also in the month of that is just after the harvest they observe this. So, you have to know when these festivals are observed, why we observe this, or why those people they observe this, and how they observe this. These 3 or 4 things you have to remember. Then come to Arunachal Pradesh, they observe many festivals, but out of many festivals the Losar, Mopin and Zero festivals are very important. Losar, that is New Year festival of the Arunachal Pradesh, and Mopin is a festival, they worship the goddess Mopin, right. That is why the festival is called Mopin. Zero festival is called Zero, is the name of a valley, and this festival is a outdoor festival which is observed in the Zero valley, right. Then in the second session we discussed, right, Manipur festivals of Ningol Chakova and Chaurava we have already discussed, now we recapped. Then Mizoram, that is Chapchar-Kut, Meghalaya, that is Wangala or 100 Drum festival, Tripura, that is Karachi Puja, or they worship 14 deities in temple, and they also dance with different arts, right. So, this is again northeast, you see Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. I have already told you how you can remember 2A, the states they begin with 2A means Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, 3M Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, 1N Nagaland, then another Sikkim and Tripura. Easily you can remember, right. So, here Sikkim you cannot find, because 7 sisters, Sikkim is not a sister among those 7 sisters, right. Then we have discussed Bihu festivals, Rongali Bihu which is called Bhoag Bihu, Kongali Bihu, Kati Bihu, then Bhogali Bihu, and very nice image, nice picture of the Bihu festival, how they are with a lot of interest they are dancing, right. Then Arunachal Pradesh we discussed all these things, right. So, festivals of Manipur, Ningol Chokova and Chaurava we discussed. So, when we are going to make a note of all these things, you see you can just you please look at all these things, and easily you can at the time of reading your text, reading your topic, you can make a note of all these things, so that easily you can remember all these things, because a lot of ideas are there in this text. So, Ningol Chokova, why? To revive the relationship between the married girls and their parents, and how women they are and their children they are given, they come to their parents and they eat grand feast, sumptuous feast, and they also receive very good, very costly gifts, right. Chaurava, this is a new festival. Then we discussed Mizoram, that is Chapchar-Kut, right. In spring they observe this, men and women they of all ages they dance to the traditional songs, wearing the traditional dresses with headgears. So, all these things we have already discussed. Let us go to the rest part from paragraph 12 to 16, right. So, this is SCP-8. So, my dear children, you see we have divided the entire topic into 10 SCPs. 10 SCPs means we have 8 states. So, each state is 1 SCP, and the introduction part is the number 1 SCP, and the last part, that is the conclusion part, that is another SCP, right. So, 8 states, 8 SCP, SCP means sense group paragraphs. पिला माने 8टी जिनस मुख्य जिनस आम पढ़ुचे 8टी राज्यर पर्वपर्वाणी विषय आम पढ़ुचे 8टी गोटे हूँ उपक्रम गोटे हूँ शेष कनक्लूजन राइट तेणु यही वी हैव 10 SCPs and this is SCP number 8 and state number I can say 7 right. So, let us read this. I am going to read out the paragraph, you listen to me. Nagaland consists of different groups of people who are unique in their customs and traditions, that they celebrate songs and dances from the soul of these festivals. Celebration of these festivals is an effective means of preserving and passing down their oral history. So, in this paragraph, very small paragraph about Nagaland, and in this paragraph we have some new words. The new words are consists of means to be made of or formed of, right, or we can use is in place of it. So, Nagaland consists of means Nagaland is of different groups of people, you can also easily understand this. Then soul means an active or important part. So, these festivals play these songs and traditions, customs, they form the soul of these festivals, means they form the most important or active part of these festivals, right. Means a medium, means of preserving, preserve means keeping alive or saving for use. They save these traditions and customs for their future generations. We have already discussed generation means next जहाँ को आमे कहूचे जे पुरुष बा नेक्स्ट पुरुष पर पुरुष माने गोटे लाइफ गोटे जनरेशन रो पर जनरेशन राइट गोटे दी one generation after another generation means पुरुष पुरुष right. So, preserving, keeping alive, the saving for use, and passing down means giving to the young people or children. That means the old people they pass their traditions, their customs to the younger people, means they follow the younger people, they follow the traditions and customs of the old people. So, this is how. So, let us go to the next paragraph. I am going to read out it, listen to me. A major Naga festival is Mostu, celebrated mainly in the villages after sowing season. Dressed in colorful clothes and headgear decorated with feathers and wild boar tusks, the people in villages dance to the traditional music. So, we have two very important and new words. Headgear we have already discussed in the previous classes, but you can see headgears with feathers means the caps they wear, they put on their head, which have feathers of the birds and also the tusks, right. Boar tusk, you see boar tusk means ओडिया आम जहाँ कह बारहा कि शूकर जातीय जो सब प्राणी अच्छा जंगल में तांकर जो थाए टस्क गुड़ाक से गुड़ाक कहुए बोर टस्क राइट से गुड़ाक दांत गुड़ाक सब लगे से सब सुंदर भाव दे डिजाइन दे मेक द हेड गियर्स एंड दे पुट ऑन these headgears. I think we will discuss these paragraphs, right. So, now you can understand the new words. So, children, we have already discussed how beautifully they put on their dresses, their clothes, which are full of different colors. Actually, that costumes the people of Northeast India that they wear, that indicates their costume, indicates their tradition and their customs, right. So, the Naga people, the people of Nagaland, they also celebrate different festivals, and out of these different festivals, this Mostu festival is one of the very charming festivals. And in this festival, actually they dress in colorful clothes and they also put on their head gears, which are decorated with different colors, and you can find feathers, you can see feathers and wild boar tusks. So, teeth, long teeth and feathers of birds you can find, and they put on their heads, and with colorful dresses they dance to the traditional music. So, Mosto is one of the very important festivals of the people of Nagaland, right. And they have also another festival. You just see how the people they are celebrating, they are observing their Mosto festival in Nagaland, right. You just see in different modes, the people are in different colors, they are in different clothes, different dresses of different colors, and how they are observing, they are celebrating this Mosto festival, right. You just see how they are dancing beautifully with different poses, right. You just see dressed in colorful clothes and headgears with feathers and wild boar tusks, right. Let us see another festival. One of the most India's most colorful and charming festival is Nagaland's Hornbill festival. One of the India's most colorful and charming festivals is Nagaland's Hornbill festival. Named after the state's most admired bird, the event showcases the cultural heritage of 16 tribes there. It is a 10-day cultural dance and sporting events held in December every year. Men clad in full warrior costume show off their hunting and wearing skills. So, you look at the new words, charming, very attractive. You just see colorful and charming festivals, one of India's most colorful and charming festivals. Means there are so many colorful and charming festivals in India in different parts, and this festival is also one of them, that is Hornbill festival. And charming means very attractive, very pleasant, very beautiful, right. Then cultural heritage, the practices or tradition or custom a society or a country has got and shaped for many years, right. That means, suppose we have some customs, some practices, our children after our death they will follow, and after their life, their death they will follow from one generation to another generation, that passes out, that passes down to the generation, right. That is why this is what we say cultural heritage. Then come to clad. Clad means dress, we have already discussed. Clad in, you just see the sentence, look at the sentence, then you can understand. Men clad in full warrior costume, that means clad means dressed in full, they put on, they wear in they wear warrior costume, warrior dresses, means as if they are going to fight against others, right, as if they are going to take part in a war, and that is why they put on the dress which is usually used in wars, and that is why this dress is called warrior dress, warrior costume, and show of their hunting and wearing skills, right. And why this festival is called Hornbill festival, you just see. The festival Hornbill festival is a very charming and colorful festival, because Hornbill is the name of a bird and that is their state bird, right. As if we have different birds and animals, we have suppose national bird, we say the peacock is our national bird, national animal is tiger. Exactly, in Nagaland they have their state bird, this charming beautiful bird in different colors. These hornbill birds are in of different colors, and they like these birds, and that is why they appreciate, they like, they love these birds. That is why they observe, they celebrate a festival which is called Hornbill festival, right. And in this Hornbill festival, they put on very beautiful dress, charming dresses, and also they perform their dances which actually show off the sporting events and warrior events, right. So, events which are available in wars, as if they are going to take part in war, as if they are fighting against their enemies, right, and as if they are playing, they dance like this, right. Let us see, you just see how they are doing. You can find the people of Nagaland, how they are in colorful dresses, very beautiful. These are 4 situations, right. And when they celebrate this Hornbill festival, which has been named after the name of their state bird Hornbill, and this is how they wonderfully, very fantastically they dance, right. You see, they look like our soldiers. The dancers, they look like our soldiers. The dancers, they look like our sports persons. They look like athletes as if they are taking part in sports events, right. So, dear children, you can also have a look at the dance of this Hornbill festival of the people of Nagaland. So, children, you can watch the beautiful dance performed by these people of Nagaland during their Hornbill festival. They dance differently, showing off their different activities. So, this is one of the most important festivals. Let us consolidate the ideas, right. So, we discussed the festivals of Nagaland, and we just discussed 2 festivals. One is Mostu festival, another is Hornbill festival. So, in Mostu festival, why they celebrate this festival? They celebrate this festival basing on this festival is based on agriculture, right. So, after sowing season, when the sowing is finished, right, for good harvest of the year, they celebrate, they observe this festival. And how they observe? They put on colorful clothes, they put on head gears with feathers and wild boar tusks, and they dance to the traditional music as we watched, right. So, this is what is about the Mostu festival of Nagaland people. And we have already discussed the Hornbill festival, which is named after the state bird, the beautiful, the charming bird Hornbill, as you looked. So, this Hornbill festival is observed in December. It is a 10-day long festival, and people they celebrate this festival to show cultural heritage of 16 tribes, right. And people they are dressed in full warrior costume, and they show off hunting and wearing skills. Actually, these 2 festivals you see, these are very, very important festivals of the Nagaland people. Let us discuss some questions, so that you can easily understand these 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, very short paragraphs. The most important festival Nagaland celebrate is dash: A. Bihu, B. Wangala, C. Mostu, D. Mopin. So, which is the correct answer? So, dear children, you know Bihu festival is the festival of Assam people, the Wangala is the festival of the Meghalaya people, and we discussed the Mostu festival is the festival of Nagaland people, and Mopin is the festival you can remember that is celebrated by the Arunachal Pradesh people. The people of Arunachal Pradesh, they worship the goddess Mopin. So, dear children, the correct answer is Mostu. Mostu, the most important festival Nagaland celebrate, or the people of Nagaland celebrate, is Mostu festival. Describe the Naga dance during Mostu. How the Naga people they dance? They put on colorful clothes, head gears, and the head gears are with feathers and wild boar tusks. Question 3. Which festival of Nagaland is named after a bird? You watched the very colorful bird, very charming bird Hornbill, and that is why the festival of Nagaland, the Hornbill festival of Nagaland is named after the bird Hornbill. So, dear children, I think you understand these 3 questions. So, Mostu is the most important festival of Nagaland. Question number 3, the Naga people they dance, they put on colorful clothes and they put on headgears with feathers and wild boar tusks, and the Hornbill festival is named after the beautiful bird Hornbill. This is all about these 2 festivals of Nagaland people. So, dear children, before going to the next question, I would just like to say, so Hornbill is the state bird of the Nagaland. So, we have also a state bird, in Odisha, and in English the bird is called roller bird, or in Odia we can say bhada bhadaliya, or in at different places also people they say differently. पिलामान तमे जानिछ सबु जे जेमती हॉर्नबिल होउची नागालैंड रो तांकर स्टेट बर्ड, ओडिसा रो स्टेट बर्ड होउची रोलर बोली गोटे बर्ड अछि, इंग्लिश रे ताको रोलर कहा जाय एवं आमे ओडिया रे साधारणतः आमे ताको भद भदलिया बोली आम एई अंचल रे आमे कहू. So this is, you can also find, you can remember the name because it is a general knowledge question. Sometimes you may also face this question in your entrance or any other examinations, right. Let us go to the next question. So question number 4, why is it named Hornbill Festival? We have already discussed name of the state's most admired bird is hornbill, and that is why the bird is called the festival is called Hornbill Festival. Question number 5, when is this festival held and how long? We have already discussed the Hornbill Festival, which is one of the most important, very charming festivals of our country, that is held, that is observed in the month of December, and it is a 10-day long festival, means 10-day long, means this festival is observed for 10 days. People of Nagaland, they observe this festival for 10 days, right. Number 6, which is one of the India's most colorful and charming festival. So we have already discussed one of the most colorful and charming festival is Hornbill Festival, which has been named after the charming bird hornbill, right. Next question, which one is India's most colorful and charming festival? We have already discussed that is Hornbill. What do the Nagas showcase during Hornbill Festival? Showcase means what they show, what they do. They showcase their cultural heritage of 16 tribes, right. So this is a festival, Hornbill Festival, which is celebrated, which is observed by 16 groups, 16 tribes of people, and this festival is only to show of the cultural heritage, the customs, the tradition, their practices, they show all these things, right. Number 8, dash and dash form the soul of Naga festival. Soul I have told you, here soul means, soul कहले आमे ओडिया रे आत्मा बोली कहू, किंतु here this soul means an important part. So dash and dash form the soul or important part of Naga festival. The songs and dances means the traditional songs and the traditional dances, they form the important part of Naga festival. Nagas preserve and pass down their oral history through these festivals, right. So I think all of you understand these 3 small paragraphs about the festivals of Nagaland people, and the 2 festivals, one festival is Mostu festival and another is the Hornbill Festival. Let us go to the next state, that is state number 8 and SCP number 9, paragraph number 15, right. So I am going to read out the paragraph, you listen to me first, then we will discuss. And this 15 number paragraph, paragraph number 15 is a long paragraph, that is why I have divided into 2 parts, so that it will be easier for you to understand the paragraph, right. So paragraph 15, situated in the eastern Himalayas, Sikkim is one of the most beautiful states of India. The Sikkim festivals are celebrated with a lot of pomp and show, and as per the Buddhist calendar. Throughout these festivals, people take part in lively dances and music. Sagodawa is an amazing Buddhist festival celebrated on the full moon day in Tibetan lunar month between May and June. On this sacred day, people visit the monasteries, offer prayers, water, incense sticks and water lamps. The festival commemorates the birth, enlightenment and death of Lord Buddha, right. Next part of this paragraph, Losung is celebrated at the end of the harvest season. Locals wearing brightly colored masks, playing fascinating musical instruments, perform charm dance. Archery contest is also held along with feasting and other celebrations. Tibetan New Year Losar is marked with immense joy, extensive meals and merriment. It is usually held in February. Dihari is the festival of light. It is somewhat like Diwali. So, my dear children, there are 4 festivals here, and let us look at the new words which are somehow difficult, may be difficult for you, I cannot say difficult, and then we will discuss the paragraphs. So, look at the words situated, located. So, Sikkim is situated in the northeast India towards the north part of the Himalayas, right. Pomp and show, pomp and show means a show in attractive manner. They celebrate the festivals, pomp in show means they celebrate the festivals in attractive manner, right. Very wonderfully, very beautifully they celebrate they observe the festivals. Throughout, during the whole period, throughout their festivals means they during the whole period they enjoy these things, right. Take part, to be a part in or share, they take part, all of them, all the people of Sikkim they take part in the celebrations. Fascinating, very much interesting or attractive, that is fascinating. Lunar month, a period of 4 weeks, that means ame jahaku chandramas boli kohu, one full moon to another full moon, right. Immense, extremely great, very big. Then commemorate, right, that is honors or observes, they honors, they observes the festivals, right. Enlightenment, knowledge, here knowledge, bele bele ame enlightenment, the enlightenment of Buddha means we say nirvana of Buddha, but here we can also say the knowledge of Buddha, they honor, they observe the knowledge, the birth, the knowledge or the nirvana and the death of Buddha. Now, come to the right hand side, you can find some pictures. Monasteries, the place where monks live, you can find the buildings where the Buddha monks they live, right. जोठी बुद्ध सन्यासी माने वास करते आमे ताको मोनास्टरीज बोली कहू. Then ancient sticks you can find, sticks you should also remember this, आमे धूप काठी बोली ओडिया रे कहू पिले देखो, you can also watch the image here, right. Archery, the bow and art, the bow and actually this is called archery. Then extensive, great or huge, extensive feast means very huge or great feast, grand feast, right. So, let us discuss the paragraph. Situated, you just look at the paragraph number 15. Situated in the eastern Himalayas, Sikkim is one of the most beautiful states of India. The yellow color words are usually, I have made the words yellow colored because of their importance, they are very important in the paragraph. So, eastern Himalayas, so this Sikkim is situated or located in the eastern Himalayas, the eastern part of the Himalayas, and this is one of the beautiful states. Then the Sikkim festivals, they celebrate, the people of Sikkim they celebrate the festival with a lot of pomp and show, with a lot of enjoyments, right. As per the Buddhist calendar, they celebrate the functions, they celebrate the festivals as per the Buddhist calendar, and almost all these 4 festivals which have been described here, all these festivals are Buddhist festivals. Throughout these festivals, people take part in lively dances and music. So, they dance and they also dance to the traditional music, and we will see this is the general thing. So, Sikkim is situated located in the eastern Himalayas. The festivals are celebrated with pomp and show, and all the festivals they are celebrated as per the Buddhist calendar, and let us see how these 4 festivals are celebrated and why and when. So, dear children, the first festival, the most important festival of the people of Sikkim is Saga Dawa. You just see. Sagadha is an amazing Buddhist festival. Why the festival is Sagadha? Sagadha means, Saga means the fourth week, Dava means month, the fourth week of the month, and they observe this festival as per the Tibetan lunar month. I have already told you lunar month means Chandramasa, right. So, the full moon night. So, from one full moon night to another full moon night, that is 1 month, and they observe this festival in the fourth week of this month. Usually they celebrate this function in the month in the week which is between maybe between May and June, right. So, what they do on this sacred day, the people they visited the monasteries and they offer prayers, they offer water, incense sticks, they also light water lamps. So, dear children, they visit the places where the Buddhist monks they live, that is their tradition. Almost all the people they went to the place where there are some buildings where the saints of the Buddhism, the Buddhist saints, the Buddhist monks they live there, and they visited those places. They offer prayers, they pray there to Lord Buddha, and they also offer water, they offer also incense sticks, dhupakati, already I have told you, and they also light the lamps, water lamps, right, as we use in our festivals. At the time of worshipping gods, we use Dipali vyavahar karu, we use incense sticks, we use water, all these things also these people of Sikkim they also use for this festival, right. So, this festival actually is observed or commemorates, observes, honors, commemorate I have already told you the meaning, it may be honors or give respect what to the birth, the enlightenment and the death of Lord Buddha. So, actually they honor, they pay respect to Lord Buddha's birth and his knowledge and his death, all these things. So, in the name of Lord Buddha, this function, this festival, this Sagodhawa festival which is observed in between May and June is celebrated wonderfully, very fantastically, and the people they are very much happy with this. Let us go to the next festival. You just see, I have already shown you the small black just above the red part is the Siliguri corridor, and the small state is the last that is the eastern part of the Himalayas, right. It is very close to Burma, close to Bhutan, and also it is separated from the 7 states. This is Sikkim towards the left hand side. You should know also, you can also look at the map, right. So, Sagadha festival, you see how now nice. They went to the monasteries, right. You see, they put on beautiful dresses, right. So, next 3 festivals. Losung is celebrated at the end of the harvest season. Locals wearing brightly colored masks, playing fascinating musical instruments, perform sham dance, archery contests is also held along with feasting and other celebrations. Tibetan New Year Losar is marked with immense joy, extensive meals and merriment. It is usually held in the February, and Tihar is the festival of light. It is somewhat like Diwali. So, dear children, you see in this small paragraph, the writer has very nicely described 3 festivals. One festival is Losung, another is Losar, and another is Tihar. So, Losung festival is celebrated at the end of the harvest season. So, when they harvest, when they collect the crops, after that at the end when it is finished, as we observe Lakshmi Puja, you know, we observe in the month of Margashira, right, and just like us they also observe this Losung festival, and this is the festival to honor the goddess actually, and after just at the end of the harvest season they observe this. And locals wearing brightly colored masks, playing fascinating musical instruments perform charm dance. So, in this Losung festival they perform charm dance. Charm is a very popular dance in Sikkim, right. As Bihu is very popular in Assam, charm is also very popular in Sikkim, and they dance. Again they also at the time of dancing charm dance, they also dance this dance to the music of their traditional music, right. And archery contest is also held along with feasting and other celebrations. So, at the time of this Losung festival, archery contest, you know Dhanu and Sara, right, bow and arrow. So, this archery contest means bow and arrow. Most of the people they come with their bows and their arrows, and they take part in the contest. They aim at different objects, and those who are able to aim at correctly properly, they are also awarded. So, that is why people enjoy this festival. ତେଣୁ ଧନୁ ସରସ ମାନ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରତିଯୋଗିତା ହୁଏ competition, right, they take part in the competitions, and the winners they are also given rewards, right. And another festival is Tibetan New Year Losar. Losar, I have already told you, in Arunachal Pradesh people they also observe the Losar festival. Those people, Losar means Lo means new, Sar means year. In their language they say New Year means Losar. So, as we observe here after Makar Sankranti, we observe the Makar Sankranti, and that is the beginning of the New Year. They also use this Losar function, they are Tibetan New Year, and marked with immense joy, extensive meals. So, with a lot of joy and very good feast, with a lot of merriment, enjoyment, they observe this festival. So, first festival number 1, that is what we Losung here, then the second one is that is Losar, and the last one that is Tihar. So, we have 4 festivals in Sikkim we discussed. So, Tihar is the festival of life, it is the somewhat like Diwali. As we observe Diwali, आमे जेमती दीपावली पालन करूचे, just like our Diwali festival, the people of Sikkim they also observe, they also celebrate this Tihar festival, and they also light the candles, light the lamps, and they observe this festival with a lot of enjoyments, right. So, you see how people they are enjoying this Losung festival, right. Very beautifully they are dressed, that is their custom, that is their tradition, right. Dress is the most important part, most important aspect. So, beautiful dress, actually we cannot find this type of festivals with such type of wonderful, such type of charming colorful dresses in elsewhere, right. You just see how people they are Losar, they are using this, they are observing this festival, they are celebrating this festival with a lot of enjoyments. You can look at their faces, how these people are, they are happy, right. This is Tihar festival. I have already told you Tihar festival is just like our Deepavali festival, Diwali festival. They light candles in different manners, right, and with new dresses, colorful dresses, they observe these festivals, right. So, let us consolidate the ideas what we discussed. Festivals of Sikkim, state number 8. We have 4 festivals. The first festival is Sagodhao festival, and Sagodhao festival is observed, it celebrated in the full moon day between May and June, and people they observe, they honor the birth, the enlightenment or the knowledge and the death of Lord Buddha. We have already discussed, the people they visit the places where these Buddha monks they live, and they offer incense sticks, they offer water, they offer different kind of things, gifts, and they observe this festival. Losung is said the second festival, and we have already discussed after harvesting, when the harvest season is finished, they observe this festival and they honor the god or goddess because of or for the good harvest of that year with colorful masks. Masks, you know, we are now using masks. So, with colorful masks and attractive musical instruments. They dance charm dance, and they also take part in the archery contests or the bow and arrow contest. And the third festival is Losar, marks immense joy, extensive meals and merriment. And the last festival, the number 4 festival is Tiyar, just like our Diwali festival, they observe this festival. Let us go to the questions, right. So, the questions can help you understand the festivals of Sikkim people easily, right. So, number 1 question, the festival of Sikkim are based on Buddhism, true or false? We have already discussed. All the festivals are based on the principles of Buddhism, right, because we have discussed that they celebrate their festivals. The people of Sikkim, they celebrate all the 4 festivals following the principles of the Buddhism and also following or as per the calendar, Buddhist calendar, right. Number 2, when is Sagadawa celebrated and why? We have discussed full moon day between May and June, right, that is the jahaku ame kohuche chandra pakhire eta kara jay bisesh kari, and why on the full moon day jotaku ame purnima boli kohuche odia re, right. So, in between May and June. So, between May and June, the full moon day which falls on that day, this festival is observed, and this festival is observed to commemorate, to honor, to pay respect to the Buddhist principles or the principles of the Buddhism, the knowledge of Buddha, the birth of Buddha and the death of Buddha. What do people do on the day of the occasion? The people, they visit monasteries, they go to the places where the monks they live, they offer prayers, they offer water, they also offer incense sticks and water lamps, they light water lamps, and in this way the people of Sikkim, they observe this very good festival, that is Sagadawa, right. What events does the festival commemorate? The Lord Buddha's birth, death and enlightenment, right. How is Losung celebrated and when? The people, you wear colored masks, play musical instruments, perform charm dance at the end of the harvest season. Charm dance is linked with dash festival, Losung festival. 7. Which festival marks Tibetan New Year and when? Losar and February, in the month of February. Which Sikkimese festival is like Diwali? We have already discussed the Tiyar festival. Archery contest is a part of dash festival. We have discussed Losung. In the Losung festival, the people, they take part in the archery contest. So, this is the very small paragraph and last paragraph. Hardly a month passes in any of the 8 states without a festival or 2. Most of them have a religious importance or significance. Are the people offer thanks to the gods for a good harvest or for prosperity or ask for protection against calamities, but these celebrations also help encourage cultural and artistic activities and bring out the natural talent of the people. So, calamities, disaster, bring out means find out. So, my dear children, actually the people of these 8 states, if you study the festivals, study about the festivals, you can find in each and every month you can find 1 or 2 festivals, and they celebrate these festivals with a lot of merrymaking. They enjoy the festivals, they sing, they dance, they wear, they put on their clothes, and which actually signifies the colorness or the charm of the beauty of their festivals, right. And these festivals actually are observed, are celebrated to find out the talent of the people. During the festivals, the people, they take part, and the people, they know who are actually the efficient persons, who are good dancers, who are good singers, who are good participants, who should be rewarded. Actually, this is the situation, or this is the real situation in which they can find out, they can bring out the natural talent of the people. Let us consolidate what we discussed. So, hardly a month passes in any of the 7 states without a festival, means 1 or 2 festivals are celebrated in any of these 8 states every month. So, in any month you can find 1 or 2 festivals. Number 2, why do the people of Northeast offer thanks to God? For good harvest, prosperity and protection against calamities. And how are these festivals useful? They encourage cultural and artistic activities and bring out natural talent of people, they find out natural talent. So, my dear children, this is all about this text. Let me just sum up very quickly. We have discussed the festivals of Northeast India. We have 16 paragraphs. Out of 16 paragraphs, one is introduction, the last is conclusion, and we have 14 paragraphs for 8 states, and we have discussed the festivals of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, then Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland and Sikkim. And all these people, they really very wonderfully they enjoy their festivals, they celebrate their festivals with a lot of pomp and show. I think you understand. Thank you very much. Please read the text and make notes of all the paragraphs, so that you can prepare yourself for any examination or for your betterment. Thank you very much.